What is up, guys? It's Luke Hez, and we are back with another episode of Our 60 Journey. Today, I want to talk about healing family relationships. You know, when I was growing up, I remember feeling judged a lot. I remember feeling like I didn't belong, feeling like that at any moment in time I could say or do something and my family would just go, oh, no, you need to do this. Oh, no, you should consume that. Oh, no, 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 no. And it took me 30 years to kind of realize that not only was I feeling judged, but I was also judging them. I was judging them for being different and judging them for looking at me through a lens that I didn't appreciate. And what I've come to realize is that if you're feeling judged, in some way, it's because you brought that onto yourself. We cast out things that come back to us. That's how life works. That's how karma, that's how sowing and reaping works, is we cast out energy, and that energy is returned. And you know, it's easy to go and blame, and to blame our family for not wanting us, and blame this and blame that, and say, well, if you would have said this, if you would have done that, and if you, and then all we're doing is casting out condemnation. You know, it's this perpetual circle that humans go through. And as a homosexual man, it's one of those things where I was so afraid to be myself. I was afraid to admit that I didn't really like eating meat, that I didn't like to watch the same movies, I didn't like to watch football, you know, and I felt guilty and bad because I was different. And I felt like what I was doing also is going, God, they're just so stupid. Football is so dumb. God, they eat everything. They're such gluttons. They blah, 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 blah. You know, and I was casting out all these judgments on other people that were then coming back to me. And some of it too was, you know, listening to other people. There were people that would be gossiping about family members. They would say, oh, did you hear about what happened to so-and-so and blah, 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 blah. And the next time I saw that person, I was assessing them based on the hearsay and the gossip that I had heard. And my point is today, if you're trying to heal your relationships and you're trying to really move into a better place where you feel accepted and loved and welcomed, we have to do that first. You know, and it really started with my aunt and my dad and my stepmother and my mother and my cousins. I listed basically everyone. You know, people that I had judged for years for being different and thought to myself, God, they felt if only they were like me. Their lives would be so much better if they did this. And they'd be so much better if they did that. And blah, 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 blah. And it was when I stopped doing that I started going, you know, I'm going to let them live their life and be who they want to be. And I'm going to be who I want to be. That things started changing. Like a really prime example is I stopped smoking cigarettes a long time ago. And when I came home, I would smoke cigarettes with my aunt. And even though I had quit, and I was at the time calling it, oh, well, when in Rome, do what you do. And when I stopped doing that, when I stopped being in Rome and started being in my land, to where I would still go outside with her and I would use my vape pen, it was, I think, 3 or 4 times of me coming to her house over a period of like 6 months of me going, no, you know, I don't want to smoke anymore. I really want to just use my vape pen. You know, and she's like, oh, I know I smoke too much. And I was like, hey, Marlene, you can do whatever you want. Like, be happy. Be happy with who you are. Like, I'm not judging you. You can do whatever you want. And then last time I was here, guess what happened? She turns to me and goes, you know, I really want to get one of those vape pens. I want to try that so I can smoke less. And it was just, I don't believe in irony, but it was just synchronistic that it was when I stopped pretending to be someone else and was myself, and when I accepted her for being who she is, that the change came. You know? And so if you want change in your family relationships, change from within. Become someone else inside, and then stand tall and stand true in who you are. Because when you do that, the world will shift. around you. Anyway, so that's our thing today. Heal family relationships by healing yourself. Really focusing on your self-care and your message and your manifesto and your energy. And when you focus on your energy, you're radiating it outwards. And I had this healing the other day, and she had her hands over my heart, and she turned to me and goes, you have to remember that if you're connected to divine source, and if you're always flowing divine energy that's wholesome and pure, and it's part of who you are, then no one will be able to affect your energy, because you're radiating it outwards. And it's something I tell people all the time. As soon as you cast judgment and you try to change someone's quote unquote negative energy, you absorb the negative energy. It's like, because you're casting out condemnation, and then it comes back and hits you in the face, and now you have it. So it's like, someone's angry and bitter, and you're like, just stop being so angry, stop being so bitter. Just by doing that, that's angry and bitter. And so if they're angry and bitter, acknowledge their feelings. I'm noticing that you're angry and bitter right now. Is there anything you're gonna do to make that better? Do you want me to sit here and listen to you? Can I help? And let them be how they are. And that's what'll heal. That's where the healing comes in. So